I'm a nurse practitioner with Dr. Maniscalco, and many of you know him because he's done, you know, he was on the panel and all that kind of stuff, and he gives a lot of advice to a lot of people. And I'm here because of George Cody and Dr. Maniscalco. They invited me to become a distributor, and I did not want to do network marketing again. I'd had a pretty bad experience before, and finally then, after much coercion, and I came in kicking and screaming. And so now here I am, and I'm seeing what the LifeVantage products do for all of our patients, and it's really amazing. Every day we have new stories that's almost becomes unbelievable. If I stood here and told you everything that we see in all of the patients, you would be like, you're lying, you're making these stories up, and I'm not. It really is a truly incredible product from a company that started out as a scientific company that has got a, you know, a product that is scientifically proven with many peer-reviewed articles. And so it's exciting when we can offer natural organic products from a publicly traded company with 6 US and 2 international 25-year renewable patents to our patients. And so that's really amazing. And so we just love it. We're really loving it. Back probably, I don't even know how many years ago, I had the opportunity to meet and care for Aubrey Huff. He was a patient in our practice. And Aubrey played for the Tampa Bay Rays for a bit, and then he went on and played for the Orioles, and I'm going to screw up the other name to the other teams. But then he became a two-time...
I don't count Detroit, though. That was a terrible experience.
But then he became a 2-time World Series ring holder in 2010 and 2012 with the San Francisco Giants. And Aubrey, at the time, he ended up moving out to San Francisco. And then he moved to San Diego. And I called him out of the blue. I get spiritual things. I don't even know how to explain it to you guys, but all of a sudden I'll get an urge where it's a spiritual thing. I have to call somebody. And one of these days was when I called Aubrey out of the blue, and it's such a yearning. Like I stop everything I'm doing in the day, and I make the call. And I called Aubrey, and I said to her, I said, "Hey Aubrey," I said, how you doing? And I hadn't called him. So if you guys have listened to his YouTube video, you'll really know the story. And if you haven't listened to it, go on YouTube and listen to it. And he can tell more, but he was not in a good place, and he's going to tell you about that. Well, about 3 weeks ago, I went out to San Diego, and Aubrey and I kicked off his first meeting in San Diego. And before that, no, it was actually the next day. We're sitting here and we're chatting, and I was at his house, and I said to him, I said, "Aubrey, I want to see the closet." And you guys who know the story, and he'll tell you, he's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really serious." And you talk about a spiritually moving experience to go in his closet where the whole thing took place. It was emotional. It was emotional for him, and it was emotional for me. And so now he's doing amazing. And Aubrey?
Thank you. Well, guys, I'm from the Tampa Bay area originally. No, not originally. Texas originally, but I played 6 years with the Tampa Bay Rays. I couldn't help but drive around today and see my old house, my old stomping grounds. And as I'm going around today, and I started thinking about the days with the Rays and all the fans that we have in the stands. You guys packed it up here more than the people I had in the stands. We got about 300 people here. I think we may have had 250 in the Rays, so this is a great turnout. A little bit about me, guys. My baseball career, I played 6 years in Tampa, like I said. I moved on and I played 3 seasons with the San Francisco Giants, and at the end of 2012, I'm sitting there celebrating a World Series championship in Detroit, sweeping the Tigers, and I didn't care one bit. And I had this developing anxiety problem through 2012, around mid-season. I was sitting in a New York City hotel room, 3 in the morning, waking up, go to the restroom, and I have this uncontrollable heart palpitation. I think I'm having a heart attack. I don't know what's going on. This is mid-season in 2012. I end up going to a lot of therapies, Xanax, Zoloft, you name it, I'm going through it. By the world's accounts, I have everything. I got a beautiful wife, 2 gorgeous boys, plenty of money, successful Major League Baseball career. At that time, 1 World Series, we're about to have 2. I had the world and everything, but yet I was having these anxiety attacks. I had no idea why it was happening. And for any of you out there that have had that, anxiety, depression, you don't understand it unless you've been through it. And I didn't understand it. So, into that season, I retired. I walked away from my dream, guys. I was 35 years old. I knew I had more time left in my baseball career. I had 242 home runs, 902 RBIs, and which are good, but for me, I look at like the history of the game, 300 home runs, 1,000 RBIs. For me, that was like one of those things throughout my career that I think would be really cool to do. I missed out a lot of time. Right now, if I would have known about Pro Tandem and all the products that LifeVantage has, I know for a fact I wouldn't be here right now. I could still be playing. But needless to say, we all have our journey. And after that 2012 season, I was just so run down with baseball, and I wanted to start really taking a breather. I had 6 months where I just kind of did nothing. And then I started scaling the walls, guys. I was really getting anxious to do something, and I was looking for a job. And I didn't want to have a full-time job. I wanted to have my own freedom, raise my kids, be my own boss, and make as much money as I can while helping people. So I'm thinking, I'm in a fairy tale land. What am I thinking? That doesn't exist, you know? So I went into the first thing that came my way. My agent called me, said, hey man, I got you a sports talk radio show in San Francisco, and you'll be a sports talk DJ. I'm like, sweet, that sounds fun. You get right back into sports. It's a 6 to 10 a.m. drive. Now, if any of you ever done sports talk radio, raise your hands. Oh, really? Nice. Okay. You know, it's a good gig now, but I wasn't used to waking up at 4 in the morning. And that's what usually I was going to bed at 4 in the morning after games, right? So I'm waking up at 4 in the morning now, and I'm having to go over every single game, basketball, baseball, the whole deal. And I realized that this wasn't for me. I go through 4 months of that, and I just didn't like it. And I was starting to get more and more anxiety. It was building up more and more with this job. I was a block punt most of the days. For those of you that don't know what that means, I was worthless. I wasn't a good dad because all I wanted to do is take a nap those days. And after that was over, I just realized I couldn't handle this. And I really started wondering, after I quit that job, what am I going to do with my life? And it really started getting low then, guys. It started to take a toll on my marriage. My wife was getting frustrated. My kids didn't even want to be around me. I hated myself. And this is where Sandra kind of started talking about, for those of you who don't know my story, for you guests here, I found myself just 8 months ago, really in my closet. And it's all right, guys. That's what I'm toughest time of my life, and I'm just thinking about my wife, my kids, and everything that I have. I was still so miserable, and I have a safe with a gun that's in the safe, and I knew I was in trouble, guys. I was starting to think about offing myself. That's how low I got, and I got on my knees, and I prayed to God right then and there. I needed a miracle, and I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a believer, and right then and there, I just gave him everything I had. I said, I need help. And 2 weeks later, ironically, by divine intervention, Sandra calls me and says, hey, how you doing? I said, not good at all. Told her everything. She tells me about Pro Tandem. She tells me a little bit about some of the products, but not really a whole lot. Sends me a couple bottles of Pro Tandem. And as a baseball player, guys, you're skeptical about everything. People want you to endorse this, take that. And I'm like, whatever. No way. But at this point, she's always done me well. I had nothing to lose. She sends me a couple bottles of Pro Tandem, and the first month I take it, I'm frustrated because it's not doing anything. I don't feel any different. And she told me to keep taking it. So I keep taking it. And by the end of the second month, guys, I remember a particular day when I woke up one day, I'm like, huh, feeling good. Just had a really, one of those days where it was kind of up and down, but I felt good when I woke up, kind of hit it down, but I was kind of like this all day. And that was the first time I actually started seeing these pockets of happiness, right? And I started sleeping better. That was the first two things I started feeling. And after the third month, guys, I realized I had my life back. And I wasn't changing anything. All I was doing was adding Protandim. So guys, I gotta tell you, man, when I first initially got involved in this business, it was strictly because of what this did for me. I'm so passionate about this, and I think my story, the good Lord's given me a great platform through baseball and through what this product has done, what it's done for me in my life. So for me, I always tell people that yes, the products that LifeVantage has make me feel great, but guys, the business opportunities make me feel alive. The people that I can get this in front of, my family, my friends. I got some friends here in the audience tonight that I want them a part of this, because there you are, Denise, there's my boy Matt over there. But I just want everybody a part of what I'm a part of, because I see where this is going. Brandon knows where this is going. Sandra knows where this is going. Matt, you guys, thank you for introducing this to me, Sandra, because honestly, David, you guys, Fred, thank you guys. Man, you guys have been great. And you know, speaking of Fred, he's going to come up here and tell you a little bit more about the business opportunity. And a little funny story about Fred here. My first Elite Academy, for those of you who don't know what an Elite Academy is, you guess, it's where we all gather on a weekend and we just kind of kick back, relax, we go over some of the stuff the companies, you know, new products are coming out, new packages, what have you. But more importantly, that's the one thing I missed in baseball, was that camaraderie, that tightness that you get in baseball. Guys, you can't replace that. But I found something very, very close, and that's here with LifeVantage. The people you'll meet, man, I say Protandim has really helped me, but I really think the people I've met has really helped me as well. So I get this community of people. And my first Elite Academy, Long Beach, California, and I remember after it was over, it changed my life. It changed the way I saw this company and everything it's doing. And I met Fred Graves. We were at lunch. I think this was a late dinner before they all took off. And he's sitting there talking to me a little bit about the business and how it works. And as I'm sitting there talking to Fred, and you know I love you, buddy. You know I love you. And I took away two things from that Elite Academy. First off, this is an incredible opportunity. And I was all in. And I was no way I was going to stop. And two, if Fred Graves can do this business,
that just tells me I'm doing my job right. Because this business derives off of duplication. And it's been a fun journey. We're going to shift gears a little bit. I can tell you guys, 5 years ago when I said yes to joining LifeVantage, I had no clue how many lives were going to be changed, because I said yes to a potential financial change in my life. I grew up in Brandon, Florida. My background is construction. Dropped out of school at 16. Surrounded myself with people that had what I wanted. Made my first million at 24. Lost it at 27. You guys hear this a lot. I mean, back in 08, you guys know a lot of people that went through a huge shift financial. And that is why I love doing what I'm doing, because when we talk about this opportunity, I'm not going to talk to you guys tonight about theory or what ifs or maybes. I'm going to talk to you for a fact, because I'm living proof what this opportunity can do for you guys. When we enrolled in this business, Brandon asked me to come to his house and said, hey, let's talk business. Literally came back from the Dominican Republic, no car, no house, suitcase full of clothes. And when I sat down and listened to this opportunity, I didn't understand medicine. I mean, I'm a redneck from Tampa, dropped out of school, all this big medical terminology is going right over my head. But I understand business, and what caught my attention is the fact that I had an opportunity to partner with a publicly traded company, 20 years of patents, medical breakthrough product, and no one knew about it. And the way I look at things in life is I've always tried to position myself in front of momentum, whatever it may be. You guys watch Shark Tank, the #1 question is, I don't care what the product is, do you have exclusive rights to it, right? We hear the Facebook stories, we watch the movies, 3 guys came into a room, 3 walked out, the other 2 are billionaires. You can't go back in time and find a business opportunity. So I've always tried to just find something before everyone else. So the fact that I had a chance to partner up with something that's already public, with all these science, all the patents, it's kind of a no-brainer for me. I got involved, left myself with $200 to my name. 2 weeks later, we doubled our money, 16 months later, we built this organization up to where we're making 10 grand a month residual. And I don't know if you guys know what residual income is, but that's why we're here tonight. Because what it